Yo, what's up, man?
Yo, bro. Theme song was good, man. I was waiting for you to start flowing on there.
No. It's not. This is podcast space. Ain't no flowing on.
I'm just saying, you a real one. I know people don't know if they remember you used to make it. You used to go hard back in the day. Remember what's
Wolf
my
Cry.
song?
Wolf
That's
Cry.
I'm sorry, bro. I just had to bring that up, but that's my favorite song. I at least recite it at least 2 times a week still.
Yo, that's crazy, Devin, because that was like, I don't know, that was a long time ago. I got other songs, Devin.
That's my main one, man. That's my main one. Thank you for that classic. You might need to let them know about it.
Yeah, maybe. Well, first, let's go ahead and get this thing started. So, welcome to the second episode of the Rorschach Test podcast. I am your host, Terrell James. Today, I have a special guest, very, very special to me. He's like a little brother to me, Devin Adams, owner of Determined Athletes. How you doing, man?
Bro, I'm blessed, man. It's a nice Sunday. I'm in a good mood. So, like I said, man, I'm really happy to be on this show, man. I'm really excited about it, and I'm happy for you too, man. You making big moves too.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm trying.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I finally got a space. I like to talk a lot.
Yes.
So
yeah.
I decided, sometimes, people tell me, all right, man, it's time to shut up, so, but if I got my own podcast, can't nobody tell me to shut up.
They can't tell you to shut up. But growing up with you, whenever you spoke, you always had good information to share. You wasn't like a person. What'd you say?
Not every time.
To me, it was cool because he was older than me. So I was just
right. Because I got to show my little brother the ropes. I got to tell you the right things, but sometimes that I got to also say, do as I say, not as I do.
I got you.
Yeah. So, but luckily, those days are long gone. Those are behind me, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's the setup you got there, though.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
So, all right. So what we're going to do here, you're going to take a couple of tests, these little Rorschach tests, these ink blot tests, okay? I want you to tell me what you see. I'm going to put them up on the screen, and you tell me exactly what it is that you see, okay? I'm going to try to link what you see from a psychological standpoint to what it is that you do.
Wow.
Okay, for a living. And also what you wanted to do when you grow up, when you were younger, what you wanted to do when you became an adult. But it probably is not going to go that way. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I probably won't be able to find a link. So we're just gonna have fun with these tests, okay? But first, before we even get into the first test, tell everybody exactly what it is that you do. What is Determined Athletes?
Well, I've been doing Determined Athletes now. That's my strength and conditioning and player development company. I started about 10 years ago, and started off with that, and then it's just through me starting off Determined Athletes. It pushed me, obviously, TJ, into entrepreneurship, serial entrepreneurship. I have another business, GWP, God Will Prevail. We do credit, real estate stuff there too. And I also have another company called DA Marketing and Consultant. So like I said, everything really stemmed from sports, and it's pushed me into these knowledge bases of, you just gather knowledge and try different things and share with people. So I'm a basketball guy at heart and a musician like you.
So how did you get into it? As far as, so like, were you playing sports and then that made you decide you wanted to get into it?
Bro, when I moved up to Philly for my graduate school stuff, I just wanted to coach a little bit because I was like, I think I could be a good basketball coach. Somebody gave me that opportunity to coach. After that, people started saying, yo, Dev's pretty good. After that, they said, yo, can you help me with my strength and conditioning? Because I was studying for my strength and conditioning certification back then. I said, okay, let's try some of this stuff out. And then I took 6 weeks to master the basketball skills. And then, believe it or not, my mom, shout out to my mom, Sylvia Adams, she said, you might as well start a company. And I did not know she was going to say that because that's not how she operates. She's a little like fixed, like get a job, don't explore. But she helped me come up with the name and everything. We got all the documents working. And after that, just started training people. $10, $15, $20, $30 until 3 years later, I became, I think, the #1 ranked basketball trainer in Pennsylvania on a lot of sites.
Wow.
And I just grinded. And yeah, man. So that's how it originated, just from basketball, coaching, training, certifications, personal training. And then it just propelled me on. So I always give everything, all glory to God and all glory to Determined Athletes. The sports has pushed me everywhere.
Right. And it is also taking you to other places too. Well, we're going to get into some of those other places soon, we've had conversations, before about the other things that you have going on. And but we're gonna touch on all of that stuff too.
Absolutely.
But before we do, we're going to get into one of these Rorschach tests. Okay. So,
all right.
I want you to be as creative and as detailed as possible. Okay.
Why you laughing?
Huh?
Why are you laughing?
Because
no, I'm actually excited for these.
Because you're really creative and detailed.
Yes, I know.
Comical way. So I'm looking forward to, like, there are some of these. I'm trying to figure out exactly which one I want to do, because I'm trying to think of which one is going to get the response from you that I really, really want. Let's see. All right, we'll start.
I'm excited.
We'll start.
I've seen this on TV a lot. Okay.
All right, let's go. All right, what do you see?
I actually see, if I start from the middle of the screen, two people connected and two angels over top of both of them looking down over them. I see, it looks like two beings are formed like this, if you can see my hands. And it looks like they're trying to connect, or that they're gliding and flying together. I don't see anything really bad. I see connection. I see connection and direction. And for some reason, I don't see those things over top, those forms over top, moving horizontally as clouds. It looks like they have high chests. So it looks like they're leaning over high chest in a praise but looking down motion. If you can see me, TJ, right?
I can see you, but everybody else can't see you. Everybody's watching. They won't be able to see you, so you can.
Okay. Oh wow. Oh my sheesh. Okay. But to TJ's point, I definitely see connection, and I see people looking down over them in a spiritual sense, and I see connection and direction personally.
That's interesting. In the middle, right there, I see two aliens tongue kissing.
See, see, I didn't see that. I do see it now. Now
you see it now, yeah.
I took that as maybe their third eyes in the middle of their heads were connecting, and their arms are reaching back outwards, something like that, as if they're like connecting to do something really big together with the
sex
watching over them.
Yeah, sex. That's what they're doing. That's what I see, because I see the two aliens tongue kissing, and anybody that tongue kiss like that, sex is coming.
So you see, how do you? I don't see that, but you see alien intimacy. That's what you see.
I'm a little freaky.
I see that, but I don't. I'm just looking at this thing. So now that you say that, okay. Now
and then it's like there are a bunch of voyeurs just kind of standing around watching them, trying to see what's going to happen next, and then this is going to turn into an alien orgy. So because of that, we go.
I love aliens.
Yeah,
I do. I love aliens. But number one, number two, you know how people might come on their show and try to be deep for no reason. Like I'm not trying to do that. That's really what I saw. And you saw the full opposite. You saw aliens, ton mouth kicks and all crazy. So
yeah. And you know the crazy thing about these tests, like I can click on it. I can probably like click on it like 15 minutes later, and I'll see something completely different.
Okay.
You know, and it could be something that's much deeper, but it's just the way these tests work, man. Like you know, your mind's eye sees things, you know, just sees what it wants to see, you know. And a lot of times it has to do with your upbringing, you know. So I'm gonna tell you an interesting story, okay?
Yeah, story time.
So the reason that I even got into these ink blot tests was because I was taking a class one time. I was probably in I don't know, I think I was like in high school or something like that. I took this class, and the teacher poured out the ink blot, and he said, you know, if you see, and I think it was probably the most famous ink blot test, the one where you see a butterfly, you're a happy person. If you see the explosion, you're an angry person, right? So he went around the class asking people, what do you see? So people were saying butterfly, other people were saying explosion. Those were the only two options that he gave us.
Okay.
And I said, I see an exploding butterfly. So of course, everybody laughed. He didn't think it was so funny, but I honestly wasn't trying to be funny. For me, the thing is, saying that you either see an explosion or a butterfly makes it very black and white. And life isn't black and white. There's that gray area. So there are times that I wake up and yes, I see butterflies. And then there are days that I wake up and yes, I see explosions.
Yeah.
But there are also days that I see exploding butterflies.
Exploding butterflies.
You know, so there's that gray area. Don't take away that gray area from me. So I think that was my issue there. Okay. But so let's say, so you let's go back to what you saw. Okay.
Sure. I love that story, by the way. That was a great story.
Thank you. I got a million of them. So as you know, but the So you said that the angels watching over.
It looked like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So how does that resonate with you as far as the things that you do for a living?
You know what? I even think you might even know this. I'm still, Justin is always looking over me.
Right.
And so every time I'm doing anything, that's always just in my mind. So now that you just brought that up, I bet you that just has something to do with it. Him just hovering, looking over me, because he did it when we went to school together in Baltimore. And I was literally probably going crazy sometimes and fighting people and doing all this dumb stuff. He'd be like, yo, what are you doing? Just come over to Copper. And I'll just drive over there. So I do think those prayerful hands are Justin and just some of the other people that I miss probably.
Right. So for those of you who don't know Justin he was my little cousin, but he was more like my little brother. We were that close. Me, him, and his brother. We all grew up together. Justin and Devin grew up together, and they were like brothers. Best friends and like brothers. So and
3 or 4.
Yeah. So he is, and Justin was definitely was and still is an angel for us all.
Yeah.
He was definitely that voice of reason. Like you said, he made you. Why were you fighting, Devin?
Bro, I realized now that I had a lot of problems back then. I really did. And he was like one of the only ones that knew it. And with all these doctors now that I'm talking to, TJ, they were like, so stuff was triggering you back then and things were being misdiagnosed back then. And yeah, so I'm doing, that's why I tell people now I'm doing a lot better now.
Right.
But with Justin not being here physically anymore, that really messed me up a little bit too mentally.
Right.
So yeah, so I'm doing cool. They did. So yeah, I don't know. I was just born this way. I was cool when I was around y'all. Like that's the thing. When I was around you, Q, shout out to Quentin and Justin and the Islars, I would just sit there and chill. Like I wasn't talking too much. I'd just be laughing with y'all and laughing at y'all. But when I was away, I was always just a little off sometimes.
Yeah.
So shout out to Justin. And that's what I saw. I saw those prayerful hands looking over, but leaning up. So that's what I got from.
And yeah, you were always, jovial with us, but I could tell that there was something else going on because of your dark humor. You do have this dark humor and this little sick, twisted sense of sarcasm.
I'm dangerously sarcastic.
Yes. That is one of my favorite things about you, though. Because it comes out of nowhere and it comes at the most unexpected times.
When I was younger, it used to. You right?
Yeah,
it was weird.
Yeah,
it was weird.
But it was great.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
look at I'm talking about angels and stuff, and you're talking about alien sex with this whole. So, like I said,
right. How the tables have turned, huh?
Yeah, it sounds like. but nah, I like that, man. That was cool. Like I kind of like these. You should probably just give these to me so I could look at them daily.
Say no more. Here's another one.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna test me on this. Let's go.
Okay. All right. So what is this? Can you go first?
Okay. I see a cat. So on top, I see a cat holding his arms out, but he has boxing gloves that are too small for his paws.
Oh, poor cat.
Yeah. He's on top of so that is the waist of somebody who has a waist trainer that pulled it a little too tight.
Too tight. Okay. That's funny. That's good.
And that is standing on top of another body with they clearly just left the gym. Now that's when I break it all down. But if I step back, you remember Goro from Mortal Kombat?
I was waiting for that one too.
Yeah. That's what I see, Goro.
Okay. All right. I actually can see both of those. And I think you're going to be able to see mine. I'm going to get a little deep with this one. I'm going to say I see on the bottom half of the image a crown of like a berserker or something. So like a crown or helmet with horns coming out on the side. But that's really a person that is overcompensating, and they have this little Minnie Mouse personality with this cat glove type of. That's the real crown. So they're wearing this big one, but then really that's just a cover up. On top, they really just, you know what I mean? They look like that cat with little hands. So they got that little crown versus the big crown.
That is interesting.
You see it?
Yeah, I definitely see that. So,
Pretty good.
so now let's link that to what it is that you do. Big crown versus little crown, overcompensation.
Yeah.
Do you, I mean, so as athletes, because we both are athletes and deal with athletes. So there's a lot of testosterone. It's a lot of ego.
Sure.
It's a lot of big crown, little crown, and when it comes to what we do, whatever. So how often do you come up against that? And when you do, like, how do you deal with it? Because there's always going to be somebody there looking to take your crown.
You know what, bro? Only thing I can always do in those environments, because it's really about the environments and the energy that you're in, your environment, your energy, and your element. I'm usually cool. Like you're in the gym. So all I'm trying to get at is when my energy is in the right place, I'm a high energy person. I'm in my element, which is now training or basketball. And then my my energy element, what was my third one? Did I say it already? Energy, element, environment.
Environment, yes.
With people.
I promise you I was listening. It's
okay. It's okay. I have so many of them. But nah, it just makes me realize those three things make me authentic. So, like I said, that overconfidence, it happens all the time, but people see that this is Dev. And these other people respect Dev, so I might as well do it, even though I'm short. Like, these big old basketball players, all these athletes and stuff, but when I need their attention, I get it. And I think it's never been a problem for me once I found where I was comfortable at. It had nothing to do with them.
Right.
It just had to do with me internally. Once I got good here and I knew those 3 E's were good, I never had a problem with it. Never really did, man. So yeah, I think that's really important. Has it happened to you a lot? Because you in the ring and stuff.
I mean, you especially talking about boxing, man. Of course, you're gonna run into that. Now, I not so much me, but some of the fighters around me.
Yeah.
Because of course, I never went pro, and I, outside of just sparring, and of course, there's the trash talk with sparring, and who's going to get the best of who, and when you're in the ring. But I think more so, we've had issues with other fighters as it pertains to our fighters.
Okay.
And a lot of times you want to, just to try to sharpen the skills when you're sparring. You don't always want to spar the people in your gym. You want to go to other gyms and spar other people. Yeah. And we've had, we had this one issue. It almost got really, really ugly. Where some guys from another gym came and to spar some of our guys, and we didn't know that there was an issue between the two guys that were sparring already. It was something that started on social media and it spilled over, and we didn't know until they were sparring and they were going hard. So we're sitting there like, they look like they're really trying to kill each other. So our guy, his mouthpiece, so he's talking trash to the guy as he's fighting, and the mouthpiece came out.
Okay.
And we said, "Hey man, stop! Your mouthpiece just came out. We got to put the mouthpiece back in." And he said, "Man, fuck that mouthpiece."
You don't care.
Going. And we were like, "Whoa, something else going on." Everybody jumped in the gym, pulled them apart, and then their trainer and us, and we started talking, and then we found out there was much more to the story, and then things were going on with their trainer and one of our trainers. My business partner, and it was, and it looked like it was about to get out of hand for a second, but cooler heads prevailed, thank God. But it's just one of them things, man. You got a lot of ego, a lot of testosterone, especially when you got people that are preparing for fights, because you can't have sex. So now you're talking about a bunch of guys out here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting though, because you just mentioned it, fighting in the gym, in the ring,
right?
And doing the basketball stuff, that's cool too. But I be dropping some of these basketball players off in these hoods, so I get a chance to know a lot of these kids in the hoods, and I've had to jump out and break up stuff, or even they looking at me, but they like, I'm not gonna mess with them. I've never really gotten in any issues, believe it or not, for real. But it is interesting when you mention that whole testosterone component, and how to navigate that, because it's heavy out here.
It is.
I'm in Philadelphia, if people don't know. So it's crazy. DC's crazy. A city's a city, but once you cool with yourself, I think you know how to figure stuff out, and it's the energy you give off that, what, maybe I shouldn't mess with him, or maybe somebody's watching over him. That type of vibe.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And you know what? That's interesting that you say maybe somebody's watching over them.
Yeah.
I think that there's so many situations that I could have been in that I wasn't involved in. And it wasn't because I was so big and bad. It was because I had angels watching over me and controlling the situation. You know, there's so many times I say, I don't know if God was protecting you from me or protecting me from you. But
that's deep. That's a deep quote.
Yeah. But regardless of what it was, I'm thankful for it, you know. But I always felt like those angels are always surrounding me and preventing certain things from happening, you know.
I agree.
Which also goes back to what you said about those angels watching over. You have some other things going on. So you have gone, you did what business owners are supposed to do. You get one business and then you move on to something else and to something else and to something else, because you know you understand that you're not going to become a millionaire or billionaire, trillionaire, or whatever it is that you decide that you want to be by having one stream of income.
Sure.
So you have ventured out and started doing all these other things. Tell me something about just we'll start with one thing that you're doing.
Well, one of the main things I figured out is I was never really a CEO or a businessman until I had systems in place. And I'm not going to get too deep with that, but until you really have some things automated, you have some things like email set up and all this type of stuff, at least for what I was doing. That's when I actually consider myself a CEO. So that year when I was bringing in like for basketball training, like $60,000, that's when I noticed I had systems in place, and those systems propelled me up to becoming that #1 trainer in PA for basketball. I think that was 2017, 2018. So I was teaching and training. I was making about 6 figures almost. So I actually stopped teaching. But once I realized how important systems were and how powerful mindset was, then I started going down this whole mindset trip of those 3 E's. That's important to me. Your personality should control your personal reality. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be the other way around. Right. All that little stuff, I was like, dang, like mindset is crucial. And then I realized, like, our mind is our business now.
Right.
Like anything we can think of, we can actually manifest it for real. Because our brain can't tell the difference between a thought and if something actually happened. Our brain is going to react the same way to a certain degree. It's going to like, oh, I'm thinking positively. Oh, something positive just happened. So with all that whole rewiring and stuff, I was like, okay, cool. Determined athletes, let me learn about credit. So then I started learning about credit, and me and one of my business partners, shout out to Tim Patton, Big Tree, aka Groot. I call him all those because he's like 6'8", like 300 pounds. We started GWP, the credit group. And not even just credit repair, but credit multipliers. And because, credit repair is what? Derogatory accounts and signing paperwork and sending it. It's a process, and we all need it. So. But what if we just give you one thing that you can just change this, and then your credit jumps up 15 points? Or if we do this, you can get more access to funding. So we started GWP Financial. We're actually going to change the name so we can become more lendable to banks, believe it or not. So we're going to add a consulting to that, GWP Consulting. And then after that, TJ, that whole men's group popped off. You remember that? The whole Apex thing. God rest in peace to all the Black people we've lost over the past couple of years and just through history. But that made me mad. So we started our men's group, Apex. And I turned that into a company. Why? Because if we want to be strategic, we don't need people knowing all the projects we're doing on that secret type top. So then we started Apex Strategic Planning, LLC.
So tell the people exactly how Apex started.
It's a real short story, but I kind of just was getting worked up. Apparently, I was also sick at this time. And I saw that, and that just messed me up. George Floyd, me watching that on TV, on top of me losing. I think I lost about 9 to 12 kids that year to gun violence that I either coached or trained in the neighborhood. So I was just getting bombarded, like we all have been. And I wasn't thinking right. So George Floyd happened. After that, I called my man Patton up, who y'all just heard of, Big Tree. I said, yo, bro, I'm going to go outside and do something. We got to march. I'm going to be, if they do. And he's like, yo, you're not doing none of that. He said, we got to be strategic because they already have a plan for that. That's why they just allow us to do it. I said, oh, okay, true. Wow. He said, we got to do something else. And then I think he has a whole nother side of the story because I really can't. I'm not good with stories, as you know. Remember, we were talking about my 21st birthday party. I can't.
Right, yeah. I want to talk about that too. Go ahead.
But to your point, we just said, all right, well, let's just start a Facebook group for men only. Not trying to disrespect women, but men need a place to grieve, to heal, to process, to think, and just share ideas as well. Mm-hmm. And I think in about 2 days, about 2 or 3 days, no exaggeration, I'm gonna say 2. I think we had about 500 people in that group. Mm-hmm. So then after that, now we meet on Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm taking a break now so I can take care of myself personally. But we were meeting on Mondays and Wednesdays, and we was talking, going over our wins for the week, losses. It was like an accountability group. We was giving each other tests, like, look, everybody needs to do this, get your credit scores up because before we do anything, if we're all not lendable and leveraging this group, then we can't do anything. So you have me in there running the group. Patton is a credit expert. Maurice was a doctor in the group. I went to college with him. We had bankers. We had financial advisors, lawyers. So it's like we're meeting every Wednesday and Monday. This is a tough little squad. Like, we getting questions answered all quick. Like, I'm like, what would the underwriter say if I said this? You're like, nah, man, they ain't gonna do that. All you gotta do is say it like this, but don't even go to that bank. Go to that one. I was like, yo. So I'm still in contact with all those guys right now. It's a strong 12 of us that meet routinely. The Facebook group, I go on there from time to time and might post some stuff. I'm gonna get more active there, but yeah, man, that's how I popped off, man.
Yeah, that was when you first added me to that group, and I started looking around at all the guys that went in, what they were doing, and and just some of the posts. I was like, man, this is incredible, and it was something that we definitely needed. Yeah. Not only at that moment, we needed this a long time ago.
Sure, I agree.
But it was definitely right on time, man. And then I even connected with some guys from there, because I do the investment thing, and I was trading stocks and I trade the foreign exchange market. I'm back into the trading thing now, more so long-term investing. I'm not trade like before. I used to love the rush of get in, get out, get in, get out, and get the quick money and then get out. But as my schedule started to pile up with all these other things I had going on, I don't have time to just sit in front of the computer. So one of the guys that you actually connected me with, and I want to bring him on the show too, to speak about the real estate real estate investment trust, I believe.
Okay.
It was that right there just kind of changed a lot for me with the way I want to invest, and I haven't done it yet. I still have my money sitting in other investments, but I am going to eventually make that move. But that particular group, that Apex group, was something that it was huge because going back to the ego thing, a lot of times us as men, and especially black men, we're not so inclined to go and ask other people for help, or to ask each other, for help or whatever. I don't know if we feel as though it's a blow to our ego or to our pride or whatever. But a lot of times we're like, what, I'll just go figure it out. And if I don't figure it out, then I'll just deal with the consequences. But but that group right there is where we can ask for help. We can hold each other accountable in a positive way. There was one particular post I remember seeing. This is back in summertime though. There was one particular post where one guy posted something, another guy came in and said something, but he disagreed with what the guy said. Any other Facebook group, this would have gone left, and they would have been going at it. But the way that they got through that, I was like, this is what we need. More people need to see this, like they fixed it. It was like, okay, cool. I see what you're saying. I still disagree with you, but I understand what you're saying, and vice versa. And they agreed to disagree and then moved on. And it was great, man. There's no drama. I love that. You got that many people in that group, that many black men. Yeah. And there's no drama.
No drama for me.
Exactly. So take that, stigmas.
Yeah. It is no drama. Everybody chilling. I might just remove a post if it's like something irrelevant. I'm like, what? But for the most part, I'm just like, I just let people fly. People post good information. And even I know people outside of that group that joined it, they were against like credit or against day trading or against long-term investing. They were just all about cash. But now I know that they were reading some things, and outside of that post, I see them doing stuff. I've reached out to them, and they're like, credit scores jumping up this way. Oh, I'm investing into this. Oh, I'm doing this now. And I know it's because they was reading. I'm reading from that page a little while back. So
And the thing is, it's all free information in there. Nobody's charging for anything.
Wow.
Like it's, I mean, it's different. If somebody's providing a service, then they deserve to get paid. That's different. But as far as the information that is put out there in the group, I mean, it's like it's just free information. It's like, here, take this and do with it what you will.
Yeah. So that's kind of how we leveraged it for our Monday meetings. I'm gonna move it to one day, but it's just like 12 or 13 of us. We had all those different minds in there. It's like we leveraged the heck out of them joints. Somebody didn't know how to write a book. I'll put you on. I know exactly who to contact. Boom, get that joint done right now. Just for an example. Oh, you have my credit? Bang, go right here. Oh, no, man, you can't be doing that. You can't go into the bank looking and sounding like that. Here's the script I used to get $25,000 from Wells Fargo last week. Like, I got you. Like, that was the information. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. And all for that, me getting that knowledge, that's why I just turned determined athletes into DA, my initials, obviously, marketing and consulting.
Right.
Because I've just gotten into everything. Now I understand the value of consulting and me being more lendable to these banks. So it hurts me to change it. But determined athletes, the brand's not going nowhere. Everybody in Philly kind of already knows me about like that with determined athletes, and that ain't no place. So we'll just make a pivot.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all good.
All right. So let's get into another one of these tests.
I bet.
All right.
Who's going first? You going first?
Nah, you went first. I mean, I went first last time. It's your go.
I don't know. These tests are actually a little bit more harder than I thought. I'm going to say it looks like to me, it doesn't look good. This is the first one I've actually seen that it looks like bad to me. It looks like a smile is trying to distract you, but you don't want to get too close to this smiling image. You know what I mean? So I definitely see eyes. I don't really see a nose. I see some type of face, but it looks like one of them faces. Like if you're intrigued by it, but as soon as you get too close, don't, like something bad's going to happen, like very, very fast, and it's going to hurt. So I don't like this image. This one bothers me some.
Okay, so check this out.
What you see?
I see two, and I actually did this on my last podcast, and I was wondering if when I saw this, if I was going to see something different, but I still see the same thing. I see two women who are hunchback, but looking down on two kids sitting down reading books.
Oh crap, bro! Yo, oh my sheesh! I can see that now. That looks dope as a mug. That looks like okay. That looks better. I like that one better. That looks really good.
Yeah, that was a lot more positive.
Wow.
But what you said, I believe is all right. Say what you said again, because I think that was interesting.
I just said it looks like a creepy image to me. Number one, it doesn't look like something I want to be necessarily getting too close to. And I see like these two dots at the top. As I can see the hunchback thing now. I was thinking that initially, but I see two eyeballs, and it's like a grin is somewhere in there, but it's like a sadistic one, enticing you to come towards it. And it's like you get too close, something is going to contaminate your mind. It's like a poisonous. I think about a poisonous type of vibe when I look at this one. Like what is that? And they keep getting closer and closer, and then it's consumed them. Okay, so tell me this. With your business, huh? I like yours though. That was dope. That was tough. Yeah. You. I wasn't expecting you to go with you. You went with yours, but tell me this though. So, have you encountered that kind of thing, like with your businesses? I mean, businesses. It can be cutthroat at times, and sometimes you like you said, you get a little bit closer, and then you're like, But I mean, there are things. Have there been situations where it appears to be like from a distance? It's like, I don't know if this looks right, but you got closer anyway. And then the closer and closer you got, you saw that sadistic smile, and it was like, I shouldn't be this close. You know what? When it comes to business, I've been kind of doing things by myself a lot. So I don't really work with too many people. The past 2 to 3 years, most people have been friends of mine. So it hasn't really been I haven't really got burnt too much. I haven't made any poor investments necessarily. Everything pertaining to what you just said has been personal. Like a lot of everything is about, for me, pain. You know what I mean? But pain is the only motivation. I don't believe in motivation at all. I think it's not real. I don't believe in it. And I argue this against a lot of people. And sometimes they start to see it my way, but I'm like, motivation isn't real.
Well, tell me more.
I don't think motivation is real because whenever you need it, it's not really there for you. And based off your brain is built to keep you safe. So the moment you need motivation, your brain's going to say, wait a minute, and it's going to make you rethink it, making sure that you don't do it because your brain doesn't want you to be uncomfortable. So therefore, I don't know if motivation is real. I think the only thing that can trigger something is your why, which we've already said before. You got to know your whys, and pain. Like pain. Like I have a list of people's names on my fridge. That's pain. I'm hurt. I miss Justin. That's pain. My fiance broke up with me. I'm pissed because she didn't believe in the determined athletes. Pain is the only type of way I can make a correlation with motivation. Other than that, I don't think it's real because your brain's not supposed to allow you to be motivated. It's built to protect you and keep you safe. Only way you can do it is if you do like a 3-2-1 and force yourself to break that connection. So I challenge people on it all the time. I love it. It's fun.
That's really interesting. And I think you've changed my concept of the word motivation.
You get motivational speakers, but they're not there 4 weeks later when you're in the bed and you're nice and warm. You're going to say, give me 5 more minutes. That's not motivation. Shut up.
Right. Yeah.
No, shut the hell up.
Yeah. Especially when you break it down, you talk about the brain and how the brain is wired. That okay. So tell me this then.
Yeah.
What would you replace that word with?
Motivation?
Yeah.
I would say you would have to replace it with inspiration and knowing your why, or have a good relationship with pain. What's your pain points? Like I said, that's the only thing that I think that can be a relationship with pain and knowing your why. Like I can't replace that word, but if you know your whys, you'll push. Like my mom gave me $200 2 years ago when I was broke, and I got pissed. I said, never again. So when I'm laying in that bed, I'm like, it's kind of made me kind of crazy now. Like I work way too much. And I said, not going to happen. She's never going to do that again.
Right.
These people don't believe in the company. Okay, fuck y'all. Got you. So now I get up. I'm like, no, I got it 1 more hour. I got to go. So that's kind of why I'm always kind of hyped up. But now, guess what? Dark side has made me less focused on my routines that kept me sane. And now, they diagnosed me with, manic, bipolar, insomnia, and anxiety issues that I'm on some medicines with now. So like I said, man, it's give and take, it's push and pull, but I don't believe in motivation, but I do believe if you know your whys and you are hurting, somebody piss you off or physically hurt you. Okay. Yeah. That's the only time I think motivation can be triggered. It ain't from no speech.
Right. You know what? I agree with that 100%, man. I was writing articles for a newspaper, and with each article, my mother would call me and say, it amazes me how well you write, but the amount of passion and creativity that you put into your writing each week, because it was almost as if it's like, okay, it can't get any better than this. And then the next week it got better, and then it got better and got better. And then she said, what is it that inspires you to write like this, to write this well, this consistently? And I said, pain.
You said pain too?
I said pain because, all right, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. So when I first started playing basketball, I was 6 years old, right? And the first 2 years we played, I went undefeated. We went undefeated championship. Okay. I mean, I know that's 6 and 7 years old. So what? But whatever. Anyway, that you ain't taking my damn trophies from me. So so then my last 2 years playing with this team. So I played from like age 6 up to like 13. My last 2 years, we went undefeated championship. Now, for the entire time, with the exception of the last year, I was the starting point guard. So the very first day of practice for that last season, this guy came onto the team, and we were all in awe. He was new, and he played just like Michael Jordan. It was almost as if he studied. I know it's crazy saying that about a 13-year-old.
Oh, 13. My bad. Go ahead.
So we were actually, me and one of my homeboys were talking about this a couple weeks ago about how he looked so much like Jordan at 13.
Sure.
So I'm sitting there thinking to myself as I'm watching him practice, I said, he's about to take the shooting guard position. from my guy who's been the shooting guard all this time, right? No, he took the point guard position from me.
Oh, ooh.
And
pissed you off?
Nah,
because he was Jordan.
Yeah, because he deserved it. I understood.
Okay,
but there was never any jealousy. There was pain. There wasn't anger, but there was pain because it hurt me because this had been my team that I had been leading since I was 6 years old, and now all of a sudden, my last year.
Yeah.
I couldn't lead my team to we went to the championship again, another undefeated season championship, but I couldn't be the leader of the team at this point. But I decided the last game of that year, because I came in off the bench, but I wasn't a major contributor like I had been in the past. But I decided that last game that nobody will ever take my place again in life. So what happened was, and I was telling my mother this, and I actually ended up writing an article about that too. But I was telling her about that. I said, so when I write from the standpoint of there's always somebody right there trying to take my place. And I'm only as good as the last thing that I did. Sure. So right now, if what I did yesterday was great, today, what I did yesterday was only good. I gotta, so you can be good until it's time to be great, until it's time to be amazing, until it's time to be exceptional, until it's time to be phenomenal, until it's time to be whatever. You just have to keep raising the bar. Let's keep raising the bar. But for me, it came from pain. It came from pain and never wanting to experience that pain again.
I mean, a lot of people don't agree. They really don't agree with me, but I love the dialogue because it's not a discussion. That pain is the only motivator. If you want to use that word, motivation is cool, but I like to think about the word that you could replace it with was maybe inspiration.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So maybe I can replace it with that, but no, people make moves because something pissed them off.
Yeah.
And whether they know it or not. Oh, this happened. Okay, I got to get out of this situation. Or this happened. I got to do this. That's not motivated. You're hurt.
Right.
And you get out of that painful abyss that you're in. Therefore, you feel inspired to do something. I don't know if motivation is real unless it's pain somewhere around it.
Right.
So in the middle with that, if they have a relationship with something painful, which is bad, but
and that makes sense. Like, when I have my clients, they come to me like they want to lose weight. I'm not happy with how I look. I'm not happy with how I feel. That's pain. That's pain, and that's motivating them to come to me so that I can help them get in shape and make this healthy lifestyle change. So that makes complete sense, man. Complete sense.
I know. Kind of deviated. I'm sorry.
No, that's the point. Look, our conversations are going to grow legs. Wherever they go, they go. It's fine. Because we're still going to cover everything. I want people to know everything that you're doing. So, which brings me to the next point. So, this whole car rental thing is extremely interesting to me.
I'm test driving one tomorrow.
Really? All right. So tell everybody exactly what you're doing with this.
So basically, shout out to my man David Shands and Pusher Mike, all these people I follow. CEO Matty J. They've been on this for a little bit, but once I really broke it down, I was like, are you telling me that I can have my own fleet of cars with pretty much no money down? Or I can get into this car, having my own car rental service very cheaply and just let it grow and bring in an extra $5,000 to $10,000 or $20,000 a month. So then once I started doing research, I basically have a whole program written out for it already. And like I said, that's one thing that I know that you probably do too. When I start to think about it, I obsess with it for about a strong 3 days. Podcasting, writing, articles. And I said, okay, how do you start your own car rental service company? And I was like, bet. They were showing off their exotic cars, but one thing I heard them say, and I mean exotics, they're driving these things for free. But they are paying for those exotics with the trap cars. That's the key. So once I heard that, I was like, ooh. They trapping the trap boys out first. So what does that look like? That looks like what I'm about to do tomorrow. I'm going to go buy this trap. I'm going to drive it, make sure it's cool, no major problems. I'm going to buy that joint cash. That way it's not even affecting my credit, none of this, none of that, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to buy that thing for probably $2,500, bro. After that, I'm going to take it to the mechanic, make sure they touch it up and do whatever they got to do, get it inspected, do all that, and I'm going to trap it out. That means I'm going to put it on, well, I'm actually not going to do it with this one, but here's what they say to do. And here's what I'm going to do eventually, like in the next month or two, put it on a site where people want to rent cars from. There's tons of them. The main one people know is Turo, right? And Turo has insurance on it. I don't want to put my trap cars on Turo.
How do you spell Turo?
Turo.
Okay.
Turo.com.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to put my trap cars on a couple of other ones so I can fill out my calendar. You know what I mean? So I researched all these companies that you put them on. HireCar, HYRE.com.
Mm-hmm.
That's the game. Now, there's little things in between that you have to get taken care of, and I'll go into detail a little later. Or they might have to get my course for real, because, like I said, there's so many little things. But this is the stuff that we can really do. Get the car for $2,500. Now put it on one of those sites. Rent the car out for maybe see what the market value is looking like. But you can rent that car out. Let's just keep it simple. $200 a week. The person now is going to rent your car for $200 a week. They can do whatever they want to do. They're going to hold it for that week. You walk them, give them the keys, give them the inspection. You look around the car with them. So in a month, how much is that? 2, 4, 6. That's $800. So if you really think about it, 8 times 3, the car is paid off in about 2 and 3 months, right? Mm-hmm. What are you supposed to do then? Let that car trap out. That car is already paid for, which means what? All the money you're making off that car now is profit. Mm-hmm. So now that car might be bringing you $800, $500, $600, $700 a month. That's already done. Like, just let it ride out until about 190,000, 200,000 miles, and then trade it back in. Get $1,000 for it. Put that onto your next car later. But by this time, you should have a few more. So that's the game. Just get a car, trap it out, get it, let them run, get another car, do the same thing, get you a fleet of those, what I would call those trap cars. Because, they're going to get a little damage. They might get a little fender benders, get your gap insurance on some of those. But I found so many other ones, bro. I found Swap a Lease. I'm giving y'all bars right now. They have no idea. I haven't told this to nobody. Swap a Lease, swapalease.com.
Before you go any further, you said you have a course for this, right? Because I don't want you to give away too much information if you have a course that people need to be taking.
You know me, motivation. What do people do with free information? 90% do nothing with it.
Yeah, it's in and out the ears, yeah.
But you know what? I do have a course. I just finished it. I'm going to get it all glitz and glammed up for you. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to walk people through the process, bro. But that's it, man. You just go and you get those cars. But guess what? It's getting dangerous now, TJ, because we know the credit game, which means we know how to leverage that and walk into. People say don't walk into dealerships. You can walk into a dealership if you know what to tell them and who to reach out to. Mm-hmm. But if you have a relationship with your personal bank, you can go over there with some bread and say, okay, I got this bread from my personal bank. I want this car. But because you got an extra cash flow on top of your job, now your debt to income ratios, come on, bro. Come on.
All right. So tell me this. How does insurance work on those cars? Are you responsible for the insurance on every single one of these cars?
So the good thing is for some of the websites do provide insurance, policies, which is good to know. For some of them, I will get gap insurance for some of those. You know what I mean, too? But, if you shop right for the right insurance rates, it's only going to be maybe $30, $40, $50 extra a month. But it's worth it. Some of them give it to you as well. But the insurance claims are actually pretty cool, especially like the D. I'm not going to give that out yet. I'm not going to give that one out yet. The depreciation, John, is a whole other thing that you can take advantage of. But the insurance is just like, you can put your personal insurance on it. You can put some gap insurance on that vehicle. It's under your name anyway. And these websites do have insurance policies up to like $100,000, $1 million on there too.
Okay. So, yeah, I thought that was super, super interesting to me when you said that, man. I love that we're coming into a time now where the small business owner can do the same things that the big corporate companies are doing. Yeah. Because I wouldn't have never guessed that I could do the same thing that Enterprise is doing.
And that's the thing.
Is doing.
I think last year they lost over 1 million cars. So that's why people are now going to these sites now. Mm-hmm. Going to these sites looking for cars to drive. So in the background. But
you said what is?
A dog. It's a dog.
Oh, it sounded like a dinosaur to me.
It's a little old dog, but no.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if you had a dinosaur though, Devin.
I would try to figure it out how to raise a baby one. Maybe
definitely. I would get a pterodactyl though.
That's doing way too much. They flying around, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, but like, that's like the best Uber ever. Like I'm taking my pterodactyl down the street. Like I mean,
that would look pretty. That would look different. You
can't go shopping because nowhere to put the bags.
Oh, they can just grip them Johns. They got the what is these called? They fly. Oh. They got the little claws, the little strong claws.
Yeah, but like, what if like something slips off? You know, like what if, or what if that one of their little nails just cuts the bag and then it falls on some old lady's head? Now I done killed the poor lady. They gonna take my pterodactyl from me?
Pterodactyl laws. Yeah, no, you're right. That's a good point.
Exactly, pterodactyl laws.
Yeah, they got to be some out there. You might have to shave them down, trim the wings. You know what I mean? All that, but I want to use this to eventually get into those exotic cars.
Yeah,
and I'm seeing that
you can use exotic. Like what kind of cars did they
race? The race. Really? Lamborghinis, Mazdas, all those. And guess what?
Hold on, what was the last thing you said?
Mazdas, the Maseratis.
Oh, I thought you said Mazda.
You know those Mazdas, yo, them joints, nah. So those big exotic ones, the Bentleys, and those rent out for like hundreds or $1,000 a day. People want to do photo shoots with these things too.
Right,
so,
yeah, and you know these rappers like they got money in cars, so yeah, that's perfect.
And can I tell them one more thing?
Mm-hmm.
You get one of those trap cars that I like to call. You get it wrapped. That's an extra $300 to $500 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So now you paying that car off super fast.
Tell them what you mean by get it wrapped.
So they have Carvertising. There's a site called Carvertising. There's a couple other sites that I'll tell you about that I'm going to be using, and they will actually put an ad, wrap your car with an ad, and they'll pay you to do that. So they'll say, okay, if you drive it, particularly in this location, we'll give you $100 a week. If you just drive it around for 6 hours, we'll give you some amount. But remember, we're just trying to pay that car off so we can profit. So I would definitely wrap one of these trap cars, one of these cars with 120,000 miles on it, one of these 2010s, Honda Prius. Wrap the crap out of that. Wrap the hell out of that Prius. Be driving around.
You need to do something because them cars are ugly as hell. You need to do something to hide how ugly that damn car is.
It is, and that joint be paid off. So that's bars, bro. And I'm going through the process as we speak. And I just closed today. I'm going to go test drive it tomorrow, and I will put it all on my IG page, Devin Adams, and I'm going to record the whole process.
Yeah.
So, but you got to know how those things work.
All right, we're going to do another test real fast on the Rorschach test.
Okay, let me see.
This one is going to be super interesting. I'm going to tell you what me and my last guest saw. But let's tell me what you see with this.
I see. It looked like the bad guy off of Sonic. What's my man's name? I can't remember, but
I don't remember.
Sonic. He had this wild ass mustache going out, but it looks like a pizza face or. I'm just gonna go with that for right now. I don't have bad vibes from this one. I see a nice pizza head face. It looks kind of interesting on the bottom, but I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm just gonna say it looks like the bad guy off the Sonic bad guy dude. Who did you say?
So me and my last guest both saw a pig with a Hitler mustache. This is pig or pig Hitler, Yeah, pig with a Hitler mustache.
Where the pig at?
The whole thing. Look, the face looks like a pig, and the ears up top.
No.
Hold on one second.
No.
Yes.
I disagree.
Look at you. Yes.
I disagree.
Me though.
You can pull it back. Okay, pull the picture back up.
Pull it back up. Hold on. Look. You don't see that?
No. Where's the pig? I don't see no oink oink nowhere. Like I think a pig with an oink oink nose.
Man, I see the nose too.
No, you don't.
Don't see that. The nose is right below the Hitler mustache.
What? What are we looking at, Pat? Are you TJ?
Man,
bro.
Look.
Okay.
I see pig with a Hitler mustache, man.
Do I need to turn this upside down? Are we looking at it the same way?
Yeah.
No.
And hold on. And what did you say you saw again? I'll put it back up.
That's the bad guy. That's the bad guy for Sonic the Hedgehog. Except his head is like Sonic the Hedgehog, his face is round. But this looked just like the dude off of Sonic.
And I think there was something else that you said though.
Then I say like a pizza head.
That's right. Pizza. Okay.
This is like a pizza head with a mustache. You know what I mean? But I can see some ears. Can't see no pig. The face is too sharp to be a pig. It's too angly, bro.
Oh no, I still see the pig, man.
I can't. I won't.
What about a cow?
Interpretation. I'm sorry.
What about a cow?
Okay, I can see some cowish resemblance there, but on the bottom, it looks like two pigeons are.
You're placating. You don't see a cow.
Huh?
You don't see a cow. You're placating me.
I'm not placating. I can see some cow there. I'm really distracted now, though, TJ, by these two things on the bottom because it looks like one has his hand out and the other one about to pass him something. It's like two birds, like making an exchange or something, like two little fetus birds or something.
I do see that.
Okay.
Yeah, I do see the birds, and the birds are tongue kissing. God
damn it, TJ! Then everybody's not kissing on these things, man. You hype for no reason. They not kissing. Where are they kissing at?
Their mouth. They actually no, they don't have mouths. There's just two necks.
They're beaking. They're trying to connect with their beaks.
No, I don't see beaks. I just see necks. They just have two necks connected. They're necking.
Okay. All right, bro.
Birds are freaky, man. Birds are freaky.
I don't see I don't see what you saw. And that's okay.
And I was trying to connect all those tests with things that you do. I don't know how to connect that one. Like
I don't know.
You like pizza?
I do like pizza. I do enjoy me a good pizza. So maybe that's part of it. But you said you and your other guests.
Yeah. My last guest today.
Okay.
But she's kind of twisted and warped in her mind, kind of like me. So
okay, that's what's up. Good for y'all too, man.
How are you though? I'm surprised you didn't see more. I'm surprised that you didn't see more Devin stuff. Because Devin's mind is a little twisted and warped. So I was surprised.
I saw two fetus birds making a mutual drug exchange. That's what I saw on the bottom. However, as we expand,
that's better.
A pizza face. Okay, so that's a good balance of what and. Okay, pizza. That's good.
So before we go, there was one other thing that you and I spoke of. Tell me some more. Do you want to speak about everything? Do you want to talk about the Airbnb thing too?
Well, bro, like I said, right now with DA Marketing Consultant, I'm getting heavy in the videography, video editing. So making animations, logos, the intros that you just sent me. That look good, by the way. I got into all that. And me getting behind all that, I got into the funnels that are behind that. So putting in systems, those funnels, when they click on your face and then they see you all over the place. Right. I got into all that stuff. So that's why I did that. And then me doing all that made me think of, wait, cars are related to houses. So then when I I didn't think I was ready for the Airbnb stuff yet, TJ, just because I'm so busy. I said, I need time to focus on it. But once I brought what did I do? I downloaded something for free and they just gave me this quick outline of it. I was like, ooh. I said, I think this is doable. Like 2. And the startup cost might be just like you renting a house. Mm-hmm. So all I'm going to say is this. The Airbnb game, it's a game, but you really are just going after like apartments, right? Mm-hmm. And if you like the apartment, try to strike up an agreement with them. And then after you strike up an agreement, you put that down payment down. So let's say it's $1,200. Okay, boom. Put that $1,200 first month, pay that security deposit. And now you got that space. You get your cable, your amenities and all that type of stuff. Get your couch. And it could be as basic as you want. Mm-hmm. Now, you know me, TJ. You know me. So I'm going to bring in some stuff that I'm thinking about with it. But to keep everything simple, I got a course for that I'm working on too, because I just want everybody to get this. Mm-hmm. That's the game. And instead of having long-term leasing, it's a short-term leasing model that is more of a new school way of doing it. Yes, the market is saturated, but even if you rent that property out on Friday and Saturdays and you're renting out at $100 a day, that's still $800 a month. Mm-hmm. Most people in their long terms, they're fighting and struggling to make an extra 2, 3, 4, 500 doing their long-term leases. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, All I'm going to say is that short-term game is looking real sweet. And the average hotel price, as you know, is like $133 nationwide. So you tell me I can have a short-term lease, I can rent this joint out, I could put this on different apps. Because remember, another little bar, there's more places you could put that on besides Airbnb.
Right.
You can have that whole thing locked, cocked, and ready to rock. Boom, boom, boom. You get 3 or 4 days a week with that joint. Now you bringing in what? You bringing in an extra $2K from that house. Let me go ahead and get another property. Let me get a little townhouse. Let me rent out another one. So you can see as you aggregate and stack all these things up, you got your cars doing this, got your automatic systems, you got your houses bringing in this much. Are we working anymore for real? We're managing and we're traveling.
Yeah.
And I'm super focused on that, hyper focused, sickening to a certain degree. So that's what I'm working on. And that's all I'm obsessing over. That's all I'm doing right now. So, yeah, man.
All right, man. You got a lot of stuff going on, man. And, you know, you being like a little brother to me, I'm so proud of you, man. Just, I love just watching you grow up, man. So you and Justin, y'all started going to school together when you were in pre-kindergarten?
Nanny Ellen Burroughs, yeah, with Miss Statham and Pitt.
Right.
Yeah, was that pre-K?
So the first time I was ever probably around you, probably like 5 years old. Like, so I've just watched you grow up, you know. So I've really loved watching this journey. But before we get out of here,
got you, bro.
I do want to ask you one really important question. So you called me the other night because you could not remember everything that happened on your 21st birthday. Were you drunk the entire time?
No, bro, I didn't drink at all, bro. I don't remember that thing whatsoever. And shout out to Brandon Pippins. He was with me and Justin when we was all four. I called him up first, and he remembered everything. He said, I'm going to take this memory from you, Devin, and claim it as mine. Because he remembered everything. Then I called Quentin up. Shout out to Q. And then I called TJ up. I said, might as well call TJ because we was all there. And y'all all told me stuff that I did not remember at all. All this epic stuff. Celebrities. Is on roofs. Coyotes. Kanye West house. And the only thing I remember was this one youngin was trying to seduce me the entire night. And Quentin said, don't sleep with her. So I didn't. That's the only thing I remember that's the only thing I remember from the epic story.
It's a good thing you asked me. I would have told you go do it.
Quentin, because that's the thing. They were all really trying to get at her. Like Quentin.
Oh, that's what it was.
I think so. Yeah. First of all, it was weird. It was like, yo, why is she hanging out in the pool with us? It's me, Quentin, and Brandon. It's just like, what are you doing? And she was a little older. I think she was around 37. Because remember, that's the only thing in the story I remember. And like I said, I know you said we about to leave, but all I'm saying is Quentin was being Quentin. Brandon was being Brandon. And I'm just chilling out. I'm just literally chilling. She said, walk her to her car. She gave me her number. I said, oh, okay, cool. I said, yo, Q. I said, she gave me a number. He said, yes. I said, yo, should I go? Yes, you need to go today. She needs to come pick you up. I said, so just tell her that? He said, yeah. You know how Quinn is? Yes. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I said, why don't you try to sleep with me? He said, but don't sleep with her. I said, oh, okay. He said, you can do whatever else you want to do, but don't do that. So yeah, she picked me up that night in a Corvette, took me to her house, had candles on, rose petals all over the place. She thought I was a genius. She thought I was hold on, I got to decline this account for my mom's. Yeah, so she was like, I can't believe she was just listening to my story. She thought I was a genius. She's like, I can't believe you did it. She dropped me off back at the house at about 5 a.m. She was like, yo, I'm going to come and visit you in D.C. and all this type of stuff. She was really feeling a little dead, you know what I mean? So
did she ever come?
I think she did come one time. We didn't meet up, but she did tell me she was in town and she was by Howard. I said, okay, that's what's up. But I was like, you're like 40. And at this time, I was 20, you know? So I was like, all right, this ain't going to really work out.
Grow up, Devin.
Oh, man. So I was just like, yo, this ain't going to work out long term. But that's the only thing I remember my 21st birthday. All the other stuff is y'all.
Do you even remember us going to Vegas? We left California. We left, what was it, Hollywood? We were staying in Hollywood, right? And took us, you remember that. And we took, it was like a celebrity limo van to Vegas.
Okay.
You remember that?
Nah, I don't. We was in a van?
Yeah, it was like I think they called it a celebrity limo van. It was like like one of them big vans where like all the seats are around the side. There's nothing in the middle.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was nice. It was incredible.
Oh, I bet.
Many of that.
I don't remember that. I really don't.
In Vegas.
What do we do there?
We went to casinos, but we didn't really remember I said I didn't feel well at that time. So I was like up in the room, like trying to just relax because I wasn't feeling well. But
I don't remember anything about Vegas. And the only reason Floyd Mayweather is in my head because I thought I made that up.
No, you didn't.
I really thought I made that up. But then it's been confirmed by everybody that even we saw Queen Latifah in and out. And we saw coyotes, and I'm just like, yo, what?
Coyotes in front of Kanye's house.
We saw coyotes. So I don't remember anything. Like I said, I'm living this through y'all now.
Well, I have pictures.
You do?
Yes, I do have some pictures.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to be home in a couple of weeks. I told you to force me to come over and see y'all. So I'm going to come over, and if you got some pictures, I would love to see what actually happened there because I don't remember. Yeah, I'll definitely show you them pictures, man. Yeah, but maybe that'll jog your memory. But that was a fun, interesting night. And then I came back in at 5:00, and Key was smiling. Boo Boo, he looked like Boo Boo the bear, but Brandon, they was just all giggly and smirking. It was funny when I got back at 5. Yeah, but you didn't hit though, so it was like I didn't, but it was by choice. Yeah. Oh, listen, I'm not about to sit here and applaud your restraint. No, trust me, it's not admirable to me, okay? We did have fun, but I did not hit, and that's the truth. Yeah, well, at least you had. At least you're up here trying to be a bad influence. Well, well, look at you now. You know what? Listen, it's probably a good thing. You know what could have happened? She could have got pregnant. She could have been the baby mama from hell, okay? Yeah. And you may not have even been where you are right now. That would have been bad. Exactly. Yep. So it's probably best that you did hit. And I didn't want to, honestly, only reason I really didn't, 50% of it was I didn't want to do anything and have it mess up my Aunt Unetta. You know what I mean? Because everybody at that party, I didn't know most of them. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, this youngin's here. She's hanging around. She's trying to get one of us. If I sleep with this youngin, she might be tied into what we trying to do. She's trying to get in the industry. I was thinking about that too, but I'm like, I'm going to have some fun with her. I'm going to mind F the crap out of her, and we're going to play around and stuff. But I said, nah, I ain't gonna let you mess up my aunt's career if that's potential. Yeah. So yeah. And yesterday was the 2-day anniversary, unfortunately, when she passed away. So really? Yeah. So yesterday was that 2-year anniversary mark. So wow. Yeah. God rest in peace, Aunt Unetta. She wrote on you talking about. I didn't know she died. I think about the girl that you met. Really? No, I think the girl I met is alive, but no. Tragically, we found out Unetta, she passed away. She unexpectedly. And yeah, she wrote on Living Single, right? Cuts, hanging with Mr. Cooper, My Wife and Kids, and then One-on-One was her big show. That was the big one, and she did pass away, unfortunately. Wow, I'm sorry. I'll talk you offline about some details later about it, but yeah, it wasn't good. It was bad how it happened, but yeah, shout out to Aunt Unetta, man. She was always a great aunt. Great aunt. She was very sweet, man. Yeah, she definitely. Mm-hmm. So we had the party at her house in LA. So that was the 21st birthday party. So yeah, man, I'm glad y'all have fun. Yeah, man. You should turn 21 again. I'll see. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be on some yachts and in our exotics very soon. Okay? Absolutely, man. Knowledge is everything, man. Knowledge is everything. All right, man. Listen, this has been great. Very informative, man. I hope people don't just take this information, let it go in their ear and out their ass. Hopefully they pick something up and you know what? Let everybody know where they can find you. You know what? For right now, you can find me on Instagram. You can go to, I have 2 pages on. You can go to Determined Athletes, just all one word, and you can go on DA Marketing Consultant on Instagram. I have a couple of websites, but you can hit me up on those. Or you can go to my website, www.damarketingconsultant.com. Hit me up on there. Or you can just go to TJ and just say, hey, shoot me a DM, shoot me a text. Like I said, man, we here to help. I'm here to help. I don't want to hold no more disinformation because I've been holding all of this in for a long time, trying to help other people while I suffocate what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Now I'm like, okay, I'm going to help people by releasing what I know. Not trying to be a braggart. It's just, that's what God would do. That's what God wants us all to do. So spread your wealth and help. So yeah, let's make moves, bro.
Yeah. So one more thing. So everybody keeps hearing you say TJ. That's me, by the way, y'all. He calls me TJ.
Oh yeah.
That's what family calls me. So
my bad. Yeah, my bad.
But all right, bro. It's been a pleasure, man. So I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you later on.
Yeah,
we're gonna finish talking.
Okay, man. All right, man. Everybody stay safe. God bless. Thanks, TJ. I appreciate it, man.
All right, no problem, man. You take care.
All right, peace.
All right.